Supergirl. Nice to finally meet you.
So among Arrowverse fans, Lex Luthor is pretty well regarded as the best Supergirl villain of all time this far. But is he really that good? Or is it just because he's Lex Luthor?
Oh, come on, it's Lex flippin' Luthor.
Now, I'm just gonna get this out of the way right now. I do think Lex Luthor is definitely the best main villain of Supergirl. He doesn't have much competition there. In his first few seconds of screen time, he had already beaten Non and Rhea. And Rain wasn't a bad villain, it's just that she was a lot more interesting and posed more of a threat in the first half of the season than she does in the back half of Supergirl Season 3. There are really only two villains that I think even pose a threat to taking Luthor's #1 spot away, and those are the two secondary villains of Supergirl Season 4, Agent Liberty and Manchester Black. Although Manchester was a great villain, I think you kind of have to eliminate him from being the best Supergirl villain because he seemed like more of a villain towards Martian Manhunter than Supergirl. There were a couple episodes where he and the Elite were villains towards Supergirl, but that was really a small part of the season. For most of the season, he was antagonizing against John or going after Agent Liberty. So really in the first half of the season, Manchester was an anti-hero and then he became a villain to John in the back half. So truly the only Supergirl villain that rivals Lex Luthor for being the best Supergirl villain is Agent Liberty in my opinion, the main villain of the first half of Supergirl Season 4. Then he became a minor villain in the back half. I think Sam Witwer's performance is amazing and Agent Liberty's dialogue is some of the best in the entire show. But honestly, Agent Liberty feels more like an anti-hero for me than a villain because a lot of the things he says have reason and you can see why he thinks he is right. Because just think about living in a world with aliens where a lot of them are dangerous and in their world some have already been evil. So if the ones that are on the side of good were to go rogue, that is a major threat to human beings. But that's what really works with Agent Liberty for me. He is one of the few villains in the Arrowverse that I can truly sympathize with and see where he is coming from, and a lot of the things he says I agree with. And I think he truly had the potential to be the greatest Supergirl villain of all time, but I think the thing that pushes Lex to #1 is that Agent Liberty was under his thumb the entire time. He was using Agent Liberty the whole time, and Agent Liberty didn't even know it. But beyond that, although Lex was only in 3 episodes throughout the season, and he didn't have a ton of screen time, he was behind basically everything, at least everything major that happened throughout the season. So although he didn't get a lot of screen time, Agent Liberty and Manchester Black and the main villains before Lex got more screen time than him, all the things Lex did off-screen impacted the plot in a big way, and that's what elevates him to being the best main villain of Supergirl. It's just kind of crazy to me that the best villain of the show was only in 3 episodes of the show, but everything Lex did off-screen impacted the plot in a big way, added to the story, elevated the story, and made this season the best season of the show easily. And not only is it the best season of the show, I think it's one of the best seasons of the entire Arrowverse. In large part due to Lex, whether it was him on screen or what he did off screen. So let me know what you thought about Lex Luthor down in the comments below. Do you think there were any villains in Supergirl that were better than him? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys sometime.